Hello, this is Sarah Perry, Psychic Medium, and this is your past life psychic insight and astrology for the week of the 14th to the 20th of September 2020. If you enjoy this vlog, then please do like, share and subscribe. And if you'd like a private reading with me, then just go on down to my website, www.sarahperrypsychic.com. Everything is timestamped, so if you wish to look at your rising sign and your moon sign as well, you may find that you feel more in tune with that than the actual sun sign reading. Remember, this is psychic channeling energy. It may resonate with you, it may not. So let's start with Aries. Now, the first thing I'm seeing here is a karmic contract coming to pass. A cycle is ending, something new is beginning, and something must move forwards. Okay, I am getting things to do with houses and properties and foundations. You may feel like the foundations of the past are crumbling away, that people have just suddenly lost contact with. I know this has happened over the last 7 to 10 years with many people, where we feel like we've disconnected with people. We're not on the same wavelength. We've had sudden fall. But this week it feels like something is just falling away. It's crumbling away completely at the seams. There may be a loss of some kind. It is to do with the past, and I feel this is to do with the way you're looking at things in the past, the way that you have, maybe some ideals that you've had. Maybe you have been really focused on the way of doing something, a certain structure, a goal that you've had, and then you just see it's like it just doesn't matter anymore. That's what I feel, and you're just ready to move on. And this could be that you've been focusing on a twin soul connection or soul connection of some kind, somebody you've been trying to make a relationship work, you've been battling away at a job, anything like that. And then what you start seeing is behind every step you take forward, you're learning, you're seeing things crumbling away, and what you thought was solid isn't anymore. And you'll just get that sense that you can move forwards. And the great thing about this is that you are more secure than you realise. And I feel like something is coming back from a past life to show you that you are in a secure position, to rewrite a wrong, to understand that what was done to you was not it wasn't, I'm not going to say it wasn't about you, it was about you, but you're not to blame. I feel like something that you have come into in this life, you have taken on the burden, the responsibility, and you've been holding on to it in your day-to-day life, throughout your life. It's like this pledge or promise that you've made, and it made so much sense. And again, it could be being devoted to a person, devoted to a career path, but that's all come from the conditioning in your life. So you wouldn't wake up in the morning or go through your life knowing it was to do with the past life, but that's the reason why you may have been so focused on it. I'm getting somebody in particular who has been going towards a medical profession, or as a doctor, or really working towards that for years and years and years, and really getting high up in it, and finally getting their own practice, or being able to be at the top of their game and actually employing other people, and then suddenly thinking, I don't know what I'm doing this for. It's not that it wasn't worthwhile, it's just the question is, why did I want it? I can see people like looking at relationships, or looking at a situation where they've been helping someone or devoted to a family member their whole life. And, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to do, but it's that sense of, why did I feel I had to? Why did I feel that if I did this, everything was going to go well? Because it's like something is twisting in your head, and you'll suddenly realise that there was nothing to build upon, if that makes sense. And that's the past disappearing, and it's pushing you forward, and it's pushing you to make a decision, and it's clearing this old contract from a past life of something that you obviously made a pact with or a pledge with in that life before you passed on. But the great thing is that the learning is happening, and I feel like you're seeing that actually you're stronger than you realised, and that you're in a position now where you've kind of earned your stripes, and you now can just take control of things and stand strong, that actually it doesn't matter what anyone says or what anyone thinks, and you're kind of brushing yourself off, going, what on earth was I been doing for the last 20, 30 years? What was that all about? because that was like my only focus. It was like my structure. It's very much like saying, well, if I give up smoking, my life's going to get better. You know, I'm suddenly going to win the lottery. And so you put everything into that. It's like, well, I have to do this, because if I do that, once the person's gone, or once we get married, everything's going to be fine. Once we have a baby, everything's going to be fine. You know, they're going to love me. It's like, but actually it's just something that's been made up in your head. But it hasn't been, because it's come from past life. And it could be something, like I say, the parents that you were born to brought that conditioning in with them, because you already decided where you were going to go and who you were going to be with, okay? So I would say the only challenge is to realise that you're going to be okay, and that you still have a choice, and you can do whatever you wish, and you can make a new contract. This week is about making new, you know, taking new directions, starting to take a journey. This is a new journey this week. And I feel by the 17th, you're going to really, really be on your way. Hello, Taurus. So, this is interesting, because this is reflecting the main reading that I did for the week. If you want to check that out and do on YouTube, the live that I did on Facebook. Because I've got the same card, I've got the World card for you. But this time I've got the Emperor facing forwards. And I feel like this week you're going to learn about your own power, what you have to offer. But the way to do that, okay, is to, now, this is what I did say to, you know, in the main thing, excuse me, is to celebrate yourself, express yourself, put yourself out there, be limitless, be open. You may find that you are really, really tested in what I call lack of this week. That something from your past is coming back to haunt you. Now, it can be from this lifetime. I feel like the 10 to 15 year thing, something comes back either to bite you or to remind you, okay? I don't want to scare you by saying bite you, because people are like, oh my God, is it an old bill? You know, or something that is being presented to me, something that wasn't paid for. But I feel like it's something that you may have buried your head in the sand about. It's somebody could come in who you feel worthless around or less self-assured. Somebody could get in contact with you from childhood. Now, these are past life readings, and I feel whoever these people are, they're people that came into your life at that point from the past. They're kind of learning points, and there's two stages to this. The first time they came into your life and I do feel like it's either 10 to 15 years ago, or if you are only of a certain age, when you were a child. So I would say up to the age of 18. So it depends on how old you are, really. I mean, if you're signed at 70 or 80, yeah, it could still be 15 years ago. But they're still linked somewhere to your childhood, this person. And they are a soul link. There's somebody that you've known in a past life who I feel was a bit of a bully, who was suppressed you, who restricted you, who enchained you. Possibly in a past life, this person, now they could be a female or male, it doesn't matter, because when people come back, they are often represented as a different gender, okay? It's just the energy. It's like, you know, we can be someone's mother or child in another life. So this person, I feel, was a strong energy personality, someone who had control over what you did, who influenced you. It could have been a father figure, it could have been somebody who enslaved you in some way, someone who suppressed your natural nature. I feel this is someone that stopped you expressing yourself. Maybe, you know, I'm seeing people like taped up, you know, like gagged, that kind of thing. Somebody that wouldn't let you be yourself or allow you to be the best that you can, held you back, restricted you in some way. And when they've come into this life in your childhood, they would have been somebody who's very outspoken, who is maybe a bit passive aggressive, who put you down a lot in a fun way, or pushed you around, or bullied you in the playground, you know, or teased you. They would have been a taller person generally. I feel like somebody bigger built, somebody who actually was quite insecure. You would probably see them now and think, well, actually, you know, they're probably not that secure. Or maybe not, because what we see of people when we're kids, once we leave school, we still remember the person. You know, if you re-saw them again, you might think, oh my God, there's that person again, there's the bully. And then you see them and they're not, because they're adults, so they're not the same. This person is coming in again in a second stage. Now, it could be, again, the person from your childhood coming back into your life that gets in touch with you, or you see them on social media or something like that, or they come back in another form, all right? So there's many ways that they can come back, but this is to test your faith in your and the value in yourself and your self-worth. Now, it could come in as somebody who, maybe it was an old boyfriend or a girlfriend, or somebody who was very demanding, very manipulative, or, you know, you felt intimidated by. I did talk about this in the main reading, about somebody with a big energy coming in this week, being quite intimidating from past lives, to show us our own inner power and to stand strong and to see what we have. I see for some people it's somebody coming back in who is lording it up, you know, is showing that they've got everything. They've got the big car, they've got the big house. You know, it could be even someone you knew when you were younger, as like, who's a relative. It could be a cousin or anyone like that. But there is this connection. Now, if they don't come in physically, it's then maybe something you read, or it may be something that you hear about, or just maybe you dream about them, or they're just on your mind, or something happens that reminds you of it, or someone comes in who's exactly the same and behaves in that way. This is how past life stuff comes in, all right? So this person is coming, they've had to come in twice, this second stage, and the reason they're coming back is to show you your power, not to show you your weakness. And you may think, oh my God, and immediately be triggered by this lack of self-worth or feeling of like loss. But the guidance this week is to stand strong and to express yourself, and don't be afraid to be loud and proud and fun and celebrate. And even if they behave in a moody way, or they're quiet, or they don't respond, you know, if this is put somebody physically around you, maybe they've got to come to stay, it's a relative that, you know, you don't like, or it's saying you think, oh God, they're going to be really boring, they're going to really bring the energy down. But when you're around them, you just feel like you can't be yourself. Be yourself. This is your chance to be yourself, okay? This is a time to step up. This is a time to show what you've got, because I feel that this person has got a lot less. They may talk loudly or show off or whatever, or you may see something that you think, I was doing really well until I saw that, you know? But it's a test, okay? It's a test to stand strong. It's a test to expand more, to be more open, more limitless, to build your dreams. Don't worry about money this week, okay? Don't let money take over, or the lack of something take over what you do. Just keep going and keep believing what you do, and be passionate, and shut out all those people that are being money orientated, all right? Because they're not going to help you. They're the ones that are, you know, they're projecting their energy onto you. It's all a test, all right? Know that you have more than you realise. Gemini, hello, my lovely Geminis out there. What have we got for you? Well, the first thing I'm going to say to you, and it's a very clear message, is wait it out. Wait until the coast is clear. Wait until things have calmed down, okay? Now, I don't normally use the word wait, because wait is like waiting. You know, it's like putting your life on hold. But it's more like put things on hold until things are clearer. Don't rush in. Don't decide. I feel like there's going to be two things to like put in front of you. Maybe an argument between two people where you are the referee. You are put in that position because you are stronger than you think. Okay, this is really interesting, because I feel like all of these readings are to do with inner strength and self-belief this week. And that the past is coming back to show us that. Past life scenarios. Now, this is a scenario where you got involved in some kind of battle. in a past life. Now, this could have been an actual battle where you're in a war, or it could just been between two warring. I feel like was to do with siblings, or you were in the middle of a family dispute, and you were drawn into something and then pushed to take control in some way. But I feel in that time you didn't believe in your strength, and this time it's coming round again for you this time to show what you've learned, because since that past life you have now gained much more knowledge in your life, and you've got more understanding of life and death. I feel like this is kind of a 6 lifetime repeat for you, Geminis, to do with, you are the sign of communication, and I feel like this is relevant, but it's also to do with communicating with yourself and belief in yourself and the strength in yourself. And actually there's a past life connection where these people put you in that position to take on, throw you into war or throw you into battle in the end, or throw you to the lion's den, that kind of thing, or you had to make decisions or control. But I'm also seeing a point where you were reigning as king, where you were of such high authority that everybody looked to you for answers. And this is what is happening this week. And you may question that you have all the answers, but Spirit is telling you that you do, that you have got the strength to listen to your gut, to your intuition, and go with that. But before you rush in, allow some things to settle. Okay, so let's take the word wait. It's more like, don't argue, don't make a decision after you've had an argument, sleep on it first, or don't take on a contract, decide to sign on the bottom line until you slept, if you're not 100% sure, until you slept on it and you've looked at all the, the pros and cons. What Spirit is also telling you is that, you have got the power, that the power is in your hands. And the reason you're being put into this position is because actually where your status is, that people have a lot of respect for you. And I feel this is a realisation and a clearing for you. There's guilt that you've brought in from past lives. Maybe because you didn't act when you were put into that position, or you didn't believe in your own strength, and you feel like you failed. But I feel like what you're being told is that at that point in those lifetimes, that it is what it is. You didn't have the knowledge. You didn't have the learning. That maybe wrong decisions were made in power. And that's maybe why you don't see that in this lifetime, that sometimes you don't believe in your own strength. You don't have faith in your choice. And so you go to make other people happy, or live your life creating happiness for other people, forgetting about yourself. But this week, the tables are kind of turning, all right? And I feel like there's something that is going to crop up again, an issue where you're kind of put in the middle, where suddenly it's your decision to make. But again, the message is don't rush in. Just let the dust settle a little bit before you come to conclusions. Because you don't want to act in haste or fear, out of like, oh my God, I'm being pushed, I've got to come to a decision. And it's, you have the power and the control to decide when you decide, okay? That's what you're being told. This isn't about having to do something by a certain date. Whatever is coming in front of you, it might be a contract, it might be a new job of some kind. It would mean big upheavals and manoeuvres. And somebody else was promised that job, and it's been put in front of you, and it's like, what do I do? So there's some kind of, you're being squashed here. It's like, but it's being put on the table because you are destined for this. This is a good thing. So don't act in haste and turn something down because you're being oh so loyal to this person who actually hasn't probably been that loyal to you. Now, I'm only talking about certain people. This is because these scenarios can be different for everybody. But the most important thing is that you are being given the power that you deserve, that you were born to have, that you inherited. You are rightfully in the right position and the right time to take your own throne now. You have served your time. It is time for you to take charge and take control. And things will be put at you to do so. And by taking control means you can decide when you do it or how quickly you come to the best decision for you. Not for everyone else necessarily, for you. Hello, Cancer. Now, this week, the main message I'm getting for you is to be prepared for silence. Be prepared for the down low. I feel like there is a step down that must be taken. And it's like that sense that you are walking backwards in time into a dark tunnel or dungeon, somewhere that is cold, somewhere that is maybe a bit frightening. Now, I'm not saying this to scare everyone and going to have massive nightmares. It could just be you have a bad dream or you just feel an energy from the past. I'm getting like deja vu here. Now, this is a past life reading, so I feel like somebody is coming in, and I did talk about this in the main reading, of a bigger energy coming in, so do check that video out because it is for the collective. And I just get the sense that this, whoever is coming in or whatever connection comes in this week or event happens connected to your past life energy, it's going to bring kind of shiver. It might feel like someone is walking over your grave. But it feels like, when you have a warning, it's like you step on the hot step or you step on the really cold step and it almost like sends a shock through you. That's what it'll feel like. It's not like a long period of time. It's just like a very small wake-up call or nudge. You may like brush shoulders with somebody in the street, which may not happen now because we're supposed to be social distancing. But, when you like meet someone for the first time and you think, oh, I don't know if I like them. It's because it's like that. It is a reminder of something passing through. It's a reminder that something is coming to an end and you are stepping into bigger things. That, if life comes to an end, there's the sense of cold. If someone's died, there's a cold, we go cold, right? So it's that sense of stepping into an ending. You're literally stepping through into a new cycle and you'll feel that energetically. And somebody around you, it's like that dark angel of death going, hello. Although, it's not actually death, but it's that feeling of it's happening, it's time. And it's a sign also that you are stepping up a frequency, that you are coming in to a better place, that you know what you want to do, but you're realizing you can't take everyone with you as well. So there's something that is going cold. It could be that suddenly a situation is turning cold, that it's ending, that it just you want to just step away from it, you want to detach. So like I said, it could be somebody coming in, or it's just, for me, it's the way I'm getting this is it doesn't, if you're going to bring someone new in, right, it would just be a passing, it would be like they're the trigger. So someone walks past you and then you get a sense that of cold, of like, this is the end. I need to step out of this now. I need to detach. And at the same time as this cold, it's like the lights are coming on. So like I said, it's like this, you're stepping through a cycle. So the person you meet or the person that triggers it may have absolutely nothing to do with it, if that makes sense. It's like you're crossing paths with a past life. And it's a timing thing. You're stepping into time and you're moving forward. And I'm seeing a sense of adventure, of awakening. And again, a feeling of like, this is about me. this is what I have to do, and this is the only way forwards. And if that means stepping away from a group or a person to do so, or I have to walk away from a dream. Well, it wouldn't be a dream because you're going towards a dream, or an ideal maybe, or an old job or something like that to do it. That's what you'll do. But I feel like this is going to be expansive. There's opportunities this week. You're just going to feel more powerful in many ways, which is interesting because of the retrograde. But I think this is the Jupiter effect, where you're starting to see opportunity again. You're not so locked inside yourself. You're starting to see the world awaken on a different level. But it's like you've got to step across that bridge or that void to get there. And that's that bit of cold. But when you feel that, and it could be something that someone says, or, just in passing, which is, again, it could be someone from a past life that you just crossed paths with. But it feels like you're stepping into a portal of crossing over dimensions. So this is going to be major life cycle changes for you this week. Let go of worrying about stepping back. Let go of the fear of almost going dark to come out again. If you've got to detach a bit, it's going to do you a lot of good. I feel like you're going to get to know what you want. So you may very well want to lock down yourself a little bit. Step away from the drama, step away from everybody else's stuff because you've lost sight of you a little bit. And just regaining some kind of grounded foundation in yourself. But this is going to be a turning point for you this week. Huge. It could be very enterprising, again, moving, physical move, but also there's a lot of strength coming in for you to show you. Hello, Leo. Now for you, I'm being told there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is a sense of really ascending this week, of like you understanding the direction completely. I feel like something is opening up to you. This does feel like a start of a new cycle. I got the 17th, I think, for Aries. I feel the 17th is going to be very, very significant for you as well. I'm getting angelic connections. A sense of guidance coming from the past, but also a journey that began in many lifetimes ago is coming to a sense of conclusion, but it's also starting a new direction for you. So I feel like all these roads are going to meet up, and it's like a lot of lifetimes are connecting into one. And I saw this in the main reading. It's like all these paths crossing this week for everybody as a collective. But for you particularly, it's like 3 lifelines all meeting at one end. It's like they were all different parallels, but somehow they've all come together. And you'll be able to see at that point all these different scenarios. And from that, there'll be even more choices to make, and I feel a lot of movement forwards. You may do some travel this week or be connected to somewhere that you feel you've known before or you feel very, very drawn to. This is to do with this past life, it is a past life that you've been to. It's calling you. I'm particularly getting America for some people, but obviously if you're in America, then, possibly not. But the word new land or Newland, this is bringing in new skills. You're about to set out and recollect or reclaim a journey that was started many lifetimes ago, which was put on hold or has been building, okay? So it's kind of got dissected along the way. And now, like I say, it's like you've taken all these parallels in a way, in all these different lifetimes. You've travelled all these different parallels, and then in this lifetime they're all coming together in some significant way, and then that opens up more opportunities and choices for you this week. And again, the 17th seems to be significant, but there is a lot of angelic guidance around you, a lot of kind of deja vu moments, serendipity, a feeling of understanding what your calling is, and again, feeling drawn to a certain place or a certain skill, or wanting to try something or a new project. Maybe you're going to want to start studying something and think, do you know what, I just really want to do that. And that's that past life thing coming back in, and you'll find it really, really easy as well, because you already have the knowledge. All right, so this is going to be a big, big turning point for you this week, and coming into your own, really, coming in to finish off that lifetime that started, finishing off that destiny's path that was so important, and taking on a new sense of leadership and power. Hello, Virgos. Now, for you, this is going to be a big week of moving forwards as well, and a moment of clarity, a little bit like Leo. There's a sense of choices coming up, making headway, of things starting to open up for you. But what I'm getting mainly is this moment of clarity of why someone's existence is in your life. All right, this is somebody who you feel it's going to be a bit of a pattern. All right, this is a type of person that keeps coming back in this lifetime, but it's a soul energy. You know, it's like jumping into people's bodies kind of thing, to teach you something in yourself, to give you clarity, to show that you have the power of choice, and to show how strong your mind is and how it ties you up. I feel like you're about to be set free this week with the knowledge that you will gain. Now, the knowledge may not be that great, but it's like someone is taking their mask off and the confusion is going to disappear. There's that thing of like, I get now why this keeps happening to me. All right, so it could be a repeat pattern that someone comes into your life who's new, you know, on a relationship level or on a working level, it doesn't matter, and you behave in a certain way, and I feel this is more that you mentally tie yourself up in knots, that you don't feel strong around them, you feel confused. It's like they get in your head, right? You know, when you meet people that are just like, oh, get under your skin, and you don't know why, they're just messing with your head. And you've met people like this before. If you go back over your timeline, you'll realise that this has happened before. This is, without being really dark, this is kind of like a shadow phase, this, you know, that comes in, a shadow energy that is, and I feel like this is a long, long fight that you've had in a past life that has continued over lifetimes, that one person they've been trying to take your strength, they've been trying to take your power, and this is kind of on a magical level, okay, so try and be open to this, because past lives, when I look into them, they're not always just like 18th century, you know, we start looking at Merlin and unicorns and everything, and this feels like a magical quality, that you were born to achieve some kind of goal, that, you know, you had some kind of power that was wanted by the dark side. And this person, I can just feel like it's like this energy has been following you lifetime after lifetime, and you have a lot of light and a lot of love and a lot of forgiveness, and you know, but this can be your weakness sometimes, because you don't believe in your strength, or you'll sit back because you don't want the battle. And what I'm getting is the battle is not being shown, and you're not showing your strength. And this is coming in confrontation, okay? So they're saying that if you confront, your power or your true self will be shown. And so from this past life, if you reveal yourself, then your power can be taken. So it's almost like an unconscious protection. That's the reason that you don't confront. Now, what's happening is these people or these situations keep coming in, and, you know, it's like, oh, I can see, like, you know, not wanting the drama or not wanting, it's like, why is this happening in my lovely, you know, living space, you know, because you can be quite content in many ways. And that's why, you know, and often you will just let them almost get the upper hand because it's easier. You don't necessarily like it and it stresses you out, but it's easier than fighting it because you don't have all the answers, because this person is always wearing a mask. So you can't even put your finger on it because they're playing games with your head. They're getting to you mentally. Because it's like they can sense where you are, but they can't really, they want you to reveal your true colours. They want you to reveal your strength. It's like saying if you push someone to be angry, they become weak. But for you, this is because it's this power of light. If you open up to it, it could be taken. So we're really looking on a high, bizarre level here, right? But this person is going to reveal themselves very, very clearly. But I also see you getting clarity. So you've come into this lifetime with a kind of amnesia of why you feel like this. So there's your confusion in itself. And why these people are messing up. Because you haven't got all the clarity. I'm giving that to you now. And I just get the sense that this mask is going to come off. And you are going to be able to show your strength in a way that it will not be taken from you. All right? I hope that makes sense. But I feel like you are about to see the answer. You're going to see the alternatives and the way forwards, and that there's another way. Because you may very well have felt hemmed into a situation. I mean, when you get these types of people, or, you know, these they could be very well embedded into your family relations, where, you know, you kind of wanting to keep the peace because you don't, you know, if you say anything, you're going to look the bad guy because no one else can see it. Or they haven't got the strength to see it. And you know that if you do anything, it's going to backfire. And you don't, you know, there's obviously someone else's happiness involved here, right? And I'm not saying you're the big protector, you are. But I feel that this is the amnesia from that past life and the knowledge that almost showing the power weakens it in your mind. But there's a way to still reveal it without losing it. All right, so it's a little bit like saying, show your strength without losing your temper. When we lose our temper and we lose control. When we stay grounded and assertive and we feel powerful, we contain our energy, we hold on to it. Okay? So big changes this week. You're going to start moving forwards, and I feel like you're going to set yourself free. You have the power to do this, to break a massive karmic link this week. Hello, Libra. Now, there's a new beginning this week. There is also an ending. There is an ending that is necessary. I feel like something has to be closed and put to sleep. And the way forwards is to bring back the past and mix it with the future. Now, I feel like there's a decision to make of some kind, or something that maybe you're wanting to put an end to, but you don't know how. And what it could be is that you need to bring back your power from the past that you've known before. You know, maybe you're in a relationship where you feel like a victim, or you don't feel like you've got any say, and you can't really, you know, you've just lost all your confidence. But in the past, say when you were 15, 16, or 25, or however old you were, you were like so confident, and everything was positive and optimistic, and you weren't afraid of anything. But now something is holding you back. And Spirit is saying is go back and access that past power. You have the ability, and what I'm picking up here is alchemy. Mixing and blending of ideas, remedies, solutions, something that you have from a past life, that you have, you know, you could have been, in your childhood, you could have been very good at chemistry, or maybe you are very creative and able to do fusion, you know, maybe you do fusion food, or you're very good at multitasking and you can do a multitude of things. That in itself is what gives you balance. You are the sign of balance. And they're saying that it is about bringing a little bit of something into something else. You know, something from the present, from the past, to create the future. And you may or may not know, I put a meditation up actually about going into where you go to the future and you go to the past, and it's about unblocking something, and that might be something for you to do, where you discover the issue that's stopping you doing what you need to do. There's definitely some fear involved, what I'm getting is in a past life that you mixed something and it didn't work. It's like you mixed two personalities or two energies and it just didn't work out well for you. Or it was just too strong, too powerful. And then you've held yourself back. And I just get the sense that throughout your life, there's been things that you've held yourself back from. You haven't been in your, in the place that you could be, that, you have got it in you. That's what Spirit's saying, is that you have got it in you to reach for the stars. And you have got the know-how, but somehow along the way you've forgotten it. It could be someone else's influence. It could just be situations you found yourself in. Maybe life's just been a struggle and you've forgotten all about that. But somewhere it's there, and there's a new beginning to be had this week. And Spirit is saying, find a way to resolve a situation. Find a way to put it to bed this week, whether it's an argument, whether it's the end of a relationship, whether it's the end of a career path or a settlement, a legal situation. Find a way to resolve it. Because that will give you, find a cut-off point. And the way to do it is to bring back, it could be that there's some information from the past. It's about bringing all the elements together. Maybe you've got to mediate. It's not about one person or another person. It's about everybody working together. So that's what Spirit is saying, is something has got to be ended. Something has got to be resolved for this new beginning. And if you are in a really awful job or you are in a really awful relationship, then to get the one you want, you need to finish off this, because you need to empty it. And I just get the sense that when you do this, you're actually going to put an ending. You're going to bring back loads of confidence. You're going to feel more secure, and you're going to bring back the strength from that, and end a karmic link or a karmic contract from a past life. And you're going to step into a whole new way of being and feel so, so much better. And they're saying you can do this within the next 7 days. You have it within you. Take some time to meditate, to be calm, find a place where you're not distracted. Just be with yourself. Go back in this lifetime and look at when you were strong and what triggered things. You still have it in you. It hasn't been lost. Hello, Scorpios, all my fellow Scorpios out there. Now, this is going to be a really interesting week. I know that all of the Scorpios have been on this really interesting adventure, and I'm pretty certain that many of you out there have been really feeling the heat this last week or so. It's like this endless struggle that just goes on and on and on. Even when there's good bits, there's other stuff being thrown at you. But this is to do with the Pluto effect as well, because Pluto is one of the ruling signs, and it's bringing up a lot of stuff that from the past. And with Saturn doing its work and everything else, and Mars going retrograde, we're really, really being affected by stuff. So do your best to, remain as calm as you can, or release that energy, pent-up energy or frustration into something. Things are moving forwards. I feel like it's time to play. It's time to enjoy. It's time to take the pressure off. The thing is, you've been struggling so hard that you're almost like pressurizing yourself to relax. It becomes like a job. Everything's a job. You're not doing things because you're enjoying them necessarily anymore. There is a new contract to be written this week. And this is about, I feel like you're coming into such a major, powerful, energized space. And people are really going to see your power. You may find that something is offered to you on a grand scale. Now, I've listened to, and I'm looking at my own cards here, but I have listened to a lot of readings for myself for Scorpio, and the similar things comes up, and I'm sitting here going, oh, well, whatever, I keep seeing this if it doesn't happen, Debbie Downer. But I still believe that, there is a learning here, and there is a learning to let go, really, and to write a new contract for yourself and make this about yourself. Okay, I'm saying this really, really strongly now. Stop being concerned about being politically correct. Now, I don't mean going off and spouting your mouth off in newspapers or whatever. It's not that kind. But what I mean is, don't do things because you think it's the right way to be. Be the way you want to be. As in, be the best that you can be for yourself. This is a week to really, really up your value. I feel like there's a massive test coming in from the past. Again, I talked about this in the main reading, about this big energy or a person coming through. And I feel like you could be, it's almost like the weight of the world could suddenly drop at you. Now, this could be the biggest contract you've ever been offered. It could be the biggest opportunity, but it feels like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? I've wanted this for so long, and now suddenly it's like being given to me, and I'm being given all this like pressure and responsibility. You're being given it because you can do it. Because it's in you, it's time. It's your time to shine. And I feel like it's just a matter of and I've said blending energies with, I think it was Libra I said it with, but I feel like for you, it's blending your spirit, you just trusting in what you have, trusting in the flow, and allow everything just to take place. Really, really get into the present this week. Really, really be in the flow. The moment your mind starts thinking, oh, wonder what's going to happen, or you start feeling frustrated because you haven't got all the answers, bring yourself back to the now and go, okay, I'm just going to let that happen. Because there is something so massive on the cards here, and you must enjoy it. That I feel like you have to embrace it instead of being afraid. And I feel like you've pushed it away through these lifetimes. You've pushed away the most wonderful thing because it hurt you, and that's why you're seeing these massive opportunities as almost pressure, because it's like, oh my God, that's just too much too fast, because you're afraid of what it brings, all that responsibility, or all that respect, or people putting you up on that pedestal. It's like, it's frightening because you could really, really drop. And then you kind of take it so seriously because you're so afraid of losing it. You can't, you want to do it so well, you forget to actually have fun. And I feel like the playful side of you has gone to pot a bit. So although you need to keep structure, although you need to keep order in your life, and you want to keep things on an even level, don't make it so restrictive, but you can't, enjoy what's given to you. If something has been given to you because you are so amazing and you deserve it, and, it's your time, and, maybe it is like a massive contract you've got to sign and it's worth millions, and suddenly the pressure is on. It's been given to you because you can do it, because you are higher up. So that means you've got more say. So don't feel pressured to do, obviously whoever is offering you what it is because they think you're amazing. So turn it all around. I feel like the fear comes in with these things, and it's like it's triggering the fear from the past of the loss that happened, or that you broke something that was very powerful, or you couldn't cope with it, you couldn't cope with the power of it, and you destroyed other people, or you destroyed things in your wake because of the power that you had, but you didn't know how to use it then. You've been through all these lifetimes. You now know how to use it. You have the knowledge. It's time to re-access that knowledge and to step into that powerful person that you were. Draw in that power and know that it's time, that it will be respected. It will be recognised. I'm getting for some of you that you were actually slain. Your power was taken because of jealousy, because of democracy, or of the way things were, that you could have been through lifetimes where you've really, really suffered pain for having your say, for having a lot of wealth, for having a high status. So that's the fear of the success, but I feel like the big one's coming in, and it's the one that you want, and you've worked really hard for it. So accept it, but know that you can do things on your terms. Now you have the power, because it can't be taken from you anymore. Because you've got more knowledge. You know what can go wrong. So you're all right. Forewarned is forearmed. Hello, Sagittarius. So for you, I'm seeing a hero moment this week. It's like you're reclaiming some power that you had in a past life. I'm seeing like an emperor or a pharaoh, or, you know, standing there on the balcony, or a king, and all the crowds roaring, you know, because you are the next crowned being, or, you know, or the next person on the throne, or even the Pope. You know, it's like anybody who's respected on a very, very high level. And I'm seeing this for you. And it's like a moment of clarity of this person. So there's something that somebody will say to you this week that will help you recognize, actually, I've got all the power. I can do whatever I want. What am I doing waiting for someone to offer me something that I don't really want, going round in circles, chasing my tail, because I figured in my head that's what will get me out of my situation, or that will set me free. And I keep going back and looking at that, and I'm not realizing that actually I can call all the shots. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to do it that way. I don't have to decide to come out on my balcony. I can come out on my balcony wherever I want. I can command. The moment I appear, everybody bows. Okay, so this is a massive moment of clarity of what you've been missing this week. And it's like you're realizing, maybe you'll have a dream about this empire, or you'll just suddenly feel it in a, you know, you could end up a celebration or an event, and everyone's just going, oh my God, you're amazing. And they're just like giving you all this. You're just suddenly thinking, oh my God, I'm amazing. And I know that so many people, you know, in this situation will probably go, yeah, I know I'm good, but you don't really feel it. It's like something isn't quite clicking. And you're realizing as well the pain that you put yourself through. I feel that there was a past life, I'm getting like a battle or a death, or some, you know, being hurt in some way that really, really cut you to the core, and being let down. And your belief, your mindset was charred or confused, because these were people that were loyal to you. And I feel that you have come into this life, you know, being successful, attaining that highest degree, being at the top of your game, being great at whatever you do. But it was for control. It was to stop yourself getting hurt. It was to protect yourself. But in the meantime, you're actually hurting yourself. Now I'm seeing like a direct path opening up for you of focus, and you suddenly getting this amazing clarity. And I think it's going to come on the new moon, which I think is on the 20th. Don't quote me, but it'll be around that time. And you'll suddenly go, oh my God, what am I doing? Because even though you're telling yourself you're doing the same thing, and you're telling yourself you keep repeating these patterns, the mental ones keep telling you to continue and continue. It's like this robot. You're not stopping. And you're not realising you're kind of doing it, even though you're saying it out loud. So I get the sense this is going to stop, but somebody's going to put you there. Somebody you meet, somebody you're around is going to say something, or there's going to be a reaction somewhere, where I'm getting like a sense of, I don't even remember when, was it the Duke of Wellington, or I can't remember, or Francis Drake, I think, and he put down his coat for the Queen over a puddle. It's like that. I feel like someone will do something as if you're royalty. And they're like, or they're asking you for your opinion, and you're like, oh. Or they're saying, how much do you want to get paid? And you're like, oh. And it's like, oh my God, I've got complete control here. Everybody thinks I'm amazing. And I knew I was good, but I didn't realise I actually was in power. So this is what it's going to be like. It's like you're coming out on the balcony, and suddenly you're seeing all your fans, all these people that just worship you. All right, so that's what's going to give you that moment of clarity, and the realization that actually it doesn't really matter about certain things, because you can command whatever you want. So it's a sign of manifestation, really. It's realizing that it doesn't matter how much money you've got or how little, you know. It's not about that. It's about how your mindset is. Because when you really, really believe and you really know your own power, you know the way forwards. So this week I'm seeing a glimpse of hope for you, Capricorn. Sorry, I'm saying Capricorn. A glimpse of hope in the night sky. Something, a sign of new life happening. A sign of a new beginning. And a chance to relax. I feel like this week you are going to have your mind put at rest with something, and I feel this is to do with a past life cycle, something coming to an end. And I'm getting this sense of fighting a dragon. You're constantly fighting the same dragon over and over again, and it's a green dragon, and it's to do with abundance. That's what they're telling me. And growth and energy. And the fact is that you've come into different lifetimes learning, to preserve your energy in the right way and to not allow your power to be taken or exhausted. And I just feel like you've never really known the way out of it, because it's been a repeat cycle going round and round and round. So it's a little bit like being in a game, where you're constantly fighting the dragons. It's just an endless thing, because they just keep coming. It's like a warrior thing. You've had a warrior past, and you've always been through battles, and you've always had to be the one to keep fighting. I feel like you've been through endless wars. There's been bloodshed, there's been sorrow, and you've had to keep going, because if you don't, you would your life would end. So it's like a sense of being a soul survivor, and keeps going and keeps going. And I just feel like this endless, you never knew how to end it, because every time one chapter kind of stopped, you got rid of one dragon, another one came in. And it's now, I feel that you're going to understand what that is, and it's because, and the whole message is about the loyalty to yourself. It's about the trust in yourself that you can stop, that you can take a break, and that someone else will take over the fight. You've done what you've done because of what you believed, because you believed you were the one to save the world. You believed you were the fixer. You've come into this life as maybe as a healer, or medic or counsellor, I don't know, somebody who's a carer, who's always put things right, who's always kept things on an even keel. But it's not always been easy, and it's taken up a lot of your time. And I feel like you're always having to keep, your energy's been low, and you haven't been able to rest. And this is what is coming this week. There's like a sign of something new, that something is being newborn, and you're going to feel that sense of the new world coming in and the new life, and this feeling of like, it's time now, I have to put myself first. And you may find this week that you just need to take time out, you really need a rest, or something gets to the point where you've just had enough, and it's like time to turn off. And you realise that actually some battles aren't yours. Some things aren't your responsibility, and you just offload them. And you just see this continual pattern. You see it for what it is. It's really, really clear. So take the time out if you can. Have a rest. Don't push yourself too hard, because this Mars retrograde is going to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And you might just feel more frustrated if you don't take that rest. There's no point pushing at something if it's not moving. This is about being in the flow, in the power of your flow, and knowing that actually what battle is yours will be yours. It will be shown to you clearly. You don't have to go out and look for it. You can still be the warrior inside and not have to keep fighting. Hello, Aquarius. Now, this week I'm seeing a sudden impact, the crossing over of paths. it'll feel like a storm breaking, lightning striking, you know, but this sense of the miracle happening, something coming from the past or your past existence of power that like miracle power, that, you know, that kind of magic that you don't think that you would have. I feel like you could be put into a position of absolute trust where you have to, you know, the powers of manifestation is what is called for, where you really, really are, you know, really want to be going down, you know, in the positive manifestation thing where, you know, but it actually happens, you know. It's a bit like that Back to the Future situation where you know, it has to be a lightning storm when you know, connect to go back to the past. And I feel like the timing is going to be exactly right, where two paths collide. And you kind of get thrown into a past life existence for a second. And then you come back and with what you need, you know. And it's like, really, in reality, you would have gone back for quite a long time and done a whole journey. But in your own, you know, in this, well, in reality, you haven't. It will just feel like you've just blinked. But what's really happened is you've kind of time travelled, which is going to sound really strange. But it's all about a shift, a major shift happening. You're going to find yourself at a point where, again, where you really, really need to trust. Everything could feel very, very still at that moment, very dark. Maybe you feel very low for that moment. And like I say, or everything is pulled apart. You know, a lot of people are finding this at the moment. It's like that sense of everything going wrong and just thinking, God, what else is happening next? Why is this happening to me, kind of thing. And at that point, you're being forced to trust, to really manifest something or make a wish and really put all your belief behind it. This is bringing back the memories and the childhood dreams. This is what Spirit wants you to connect with. That's the key. That's the source of when you were young, when you were in that complete curious phase of trust where anything was possible. And if you can go there this week, you will be able to create miracles. That's what Spirit is saying. You can create the shift that you want. But it's like you have to kind of go to the core to find the key. You have to go into your deepest heart self and pull out all that energy of what has been lying dormant. It's like you're going to go for a rebirth this week, you know? Or you are going to feel like you've time travelled, maybe in a dream or something, and you're going to go back into some past existence and find the answers. It's a very, very magical miracle week for you. And I think it's a sense of, well, your intuition will know what to do. It's one of those places of like going, okay, unconscious mind, tell me what I need. You know, to body, physical body, react in the way that I have to, you know, which is best for me. And even though you're completely in the darkness and you haven't started reading the next chapter and no one's giving you any clues, you just know. And I feel at that moment, that's where this complete belief happens and these two lives kind of collide, and then the miracle occurs. And maybe you'll see a shooting star this week. Maybe you'll meet someone who is just electric. You know, you'll have a sensation that, you know, like, I mean, I was talking about one sign that, you know, it's like someone walking over your grave. This is more like, oh, someone's crossed your heart. And they've touched you in such a way, it's like, it's electric. And at that point, you know, that feeling of fizz, it's that shift. That's when that shift is happening. And that's when, at that point, it's like a portal is opening and you can connect with that old soul in you, that person that knew, that trusted, who believed, who had it all, even when they had nothing, because everything was a possibility. So if you find yourself down this week, or things become hectic or a struggle, or you feel frustrated, this is the point. This is when you need to go into some deep relaxation, some meditation, find somewhere quiet, you know, so you can really access those old codings of yours, the blueprints of what you were here for, the memories of that you can. That's what you need to be accessing. Hello, Pisces. Now, excuse me, I keep coughing. Maybe I've been on here too long. Now, for you, as well as Virgo, there's a hidden truth revealed this week. It's like a moment of clarity and a knowledge of something that needs to end, or something that has ended. You may feel a sense of, you know, when you just get a sense of sadness pass over you, or just a feeling of like, oh, that's over. It's just it's very subtle, but it's a knowing, and you'll just remember feeling that way at some point, and then somebody giving you news later. All signs are going to be all around you, and I feel like the stars are lighting up a new pathway for you this week. It may feel like you are just running into, like, off a cliff, literally into a precipice. You know, you've just got to charging ahead with no foundation. But, you know, and I'm not telling anyone to run off a cliff, because that isn't the point of this. What I'm saying is that, you know, it's going to be a real sense of trust for you as well, and strength, mental trust to move forwards. I just feel like something is going to be revealed to you, a truth about somebody or something. And again, I did get this, I think I got this with Virgo, that somebody that has been confusing you, or has been, I think this is more about they're pulling the wool over your eyes, and they've come into this lifetime to test you. And I feel like you're going to put an end to either the behaviour or an end to the situation. So it could mean that you're going to walk away from that person, but you're going to see new hope, that there is something better, because someone else could enter your life. Now, this is where the test comes in, that a soulmate could enter your life to help you see these hidden truths, that you suddenly see what you haven't got, what you thought you had, because you've been telling yourself what you had. But then this person, it's like this person is coming back into your life, or someone is entering your life this week to show you your destiny, to show you the best. Now, it's up to you what you want to do, because it is going to, I feel, to make this change in your life or to move forward, yes, you are going to have to kind of take a leap of faith, a massive leap of faith. But you will be given a very clear sign of how amazing something could be, or how something isn't right in your life and what is better. And it could just be a friend telling you something, or a good friend that you're going to make that is going to, you know, or somebody coming into your life and talking about their life and you having a realization. Or maybe it's somebody connected to a partner who is going to tell you something, or maybe you are going to fall hook, line and sinker for someone else. Whatever it is, this is a sense of the past coming back to end the present in some way, or end something in the present, or to help you find clarity so that you can put something to bed. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to walk away from a situation, or you have to end something, but ending an ongoing disagreement, or ending the way someone is behaving towards you, or ending the way that you are reacting, or ending the way that you're seeing something. Having new eyes, having a new perspective, and having better clarification will give you more options. Because when you only see something in one way, and you're only seeing it as like that's the only way, then there aren't any other options. You're just seeing one path. And I feel this week someone is coming in to show you, or something is going to happen to show you the truth, and to help you realise and awaken to what you can have, and something that is better, or the best that you can be, or the best life you can have. we are coming into this new world, this new way of being and higher frequency, and we are constantly being given signs. But I feel like this week it's like coming in with full force to shove us forwards or to change something. And that the last few days have been challenging, to say the least, to give us that wake-up call, you know, to push us into such a tight corner that, you know, we're almost not breathing, so that we have to find a breath somehow. And the only way is to look somewhere else for that air, because wherever the source that we've got is not giving us what we need. So it's helping us look in new directions, you know, and step into this new place. But to do so, we have to be prepared to close down the old, or to end patterns in our lives, or the way that we behave, to have that best life. So I hope this has helped you, everybody. If you'd like a private reading, just go to my website, www.saraperrypsychic.com, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.